Imagine having all your documents, manuals, and notes available as a chatbot that can answer any question instantly. No more scrolling through endless PDFs or searching through folders. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to build that using Claude and RAG technology, and you do not need to be an AI expert to follow along. Stop scarring documents, build an AI that reads them for you. That limitation forces a brittle, generic intelligence. The breakthrough of RAG is immediate, dynamic grounding. Your chatbot's mind isn't frozen at its training date, it actively consults your live documents for every single answer. This transforms it from a canned responder into a true expert, armed with the specific knowledge you provide. But here's the danger with a standard AI. It will confidently hallucinate answers from its general training, becoming a source of dangerous misinformation for your business. RAG eliminates this by tethering every response directly to your verified documents, creating a chatbot that is not just intelligent, but trustworthy and precise with your specific data. Think about that power, a tool that speaks exclusively from your truth. It rejects guesswork, ignoring its vast but irrelevant training. Instead, every answer is a direct citation from your own playbook. You are not getting generic AI, you are getting a custom-built expert that operates solely within your documented reality. The key insight is agility. Traditional systems freeze in time, but your knowledge base evolves constantly. What this means is immediate, low-cost iteration. You update a policy or release a product spec, and your chatbot's intelligence updates in lockstep, no delay, no massive engineering overhead. You have achieved a living system, instantly reflective of your current operational truth. But does this truly scale to real-world complexity? The pattern clearly indicates a deeper shift. You are not just adding a search bar to a chatbot. You are fundamentally engineering its memory. Here's what's really happening. You are giving the AI a persistent, structured understanding of your entire world. This creates a single source of truth that anyone, at any time, can simply ask. Forget everything you think building a chatbot takes. This is your foundation. Open your terminal and run a single command, pip install LangChain Chromat. The libraries will handle the AI reasoning and document memory. With these installed, you've unlocked the core machinery. This single step moves us from concept to execution, powering everything that follows. This is your access token. The Claude API key authenticates every request, transforming your code from a local script into a conversation with a powerful AI model. Treat this key like a password, keep it secure in environment variables. Without it, the entire system remains silent. With it, you are ready to bring your documents to life. Right now, the structure of your files is everything. A messy workspace will create a tangled, broken pipeline. You need a clean separation, one folder for your raw documents, another for your Python code. This is the foundation. Get it wrong now, and every step that follows will be a fight against chaos. Think of this virtual environment as your project's immune system. It isolates every library and tool you are about to install, preventing version conflicts with other work on your machine. What this means is you can build with confidence, knowing this chatbot's foundation is stable and won't collapse when you add new capabilities later. Before we touch a single line of code, you need to gather your raw materials. This is the fuel for your chatbot's intelligence, all your PDFs, text files, and documents. The key insight is that quality here dictates everything. Clear, well-structured documents will let your assistant deliver sharp, accurate answers instead of confusion. So choose your best files. Forget complex AI, your chatbot needs this simple, overlooked key. The key insight is you need one pipeline to handle everything. PDFs, Word docs, plain text, LangChains loaders convert them all into a common format for Claude. This means no matter the source, your documents are broken down into intelligible pieces. The pattern is clear. Universal ingestion is the foundation for accurate, relevant answers later. Why does chunk size matter so much for RAG? Too small, you lose context. Too large, you overload Claude. The pattern clearly indicates optimal chunks must balance semantic meaning with token limits. What this means is your splitter isn't just cutting text, it is creating the precise, focused units your chatbot will later search and understand. Think of each chunk as a unique photograph in an immense library. The embedding is the library's catalog number, precisely encoding the photo's meaning. When a user asks a question, we don't scan every page, we search these catalog numbers for the perfect semantic match. The key insight is this translation from words to numbers is what makes instant, relevant recall possible. This is where most systems fail. Simply storing vectors is naive. The real power lies in the search mechanism itself. Chromad's retrieval doesn't just fetch matches, it ranks them by contextual similarity. What this means is your chatbot will ignore irrelevant text and pinpoint answers with surgical precision, turning a data dump into intelligent conversation. But you can't answer a question if you do not know its source. That's why every text chunk must be stamped with its origin. The key insight is this metadata creates a feedback loop. If an answer is wrong, you trace it directly back to the faulty document, enabling you to continuously refine your knowledge base for perfect accuracy. Tired of endlessly searching documents? Your chatbot does not need complex AI. This is the moment truth meets data. You will import the Claude SDK and create a client object, securing it with your unique API key. Think of this as handing your new assistant the master key to its own intelligence center. The key insight is that this single connection unlocks Claude's reasoning power, now ready to be directed at your specific information. Now we move from connection to comprehension. This retrieval function acts as Claude's focused memory, instantly scanning your entire knowledge base to surface only the most pertinent document fragments. The pattern clearly indicates that precise retrieval is what transforms generic AI into your personal expert, delivering answers grounded directly in your content. The retrieved context alone is meaningless. The key insight is that prompt engineering is where you construct Claude's reasoning. What this means is you explicitly instruct it to synthesize the facts from your documents with the user's intent, transforming raw information into authoritative, context-specific answers. This is the moment retrieval becomes intelligence. Now, we give this intelligence continuity. Without memory, each exchange feels isolated. The pattern clearly indicates that by maintaining conversation history, Claude can reference prior questions and build upon established understanding. Here's what's really happening. You are creating a dialogue that feels coherent and genuinely helpful, not just a series of disconnected replies. Now, we must move beyond intelligence to precision. The key insight is this: without proper constraints, even a brilliant mind can become erratic or verbose. Here's what's really happening. Temperature and token limits are your essential governors, ensuring Claude's responses remain consistently reliable and focused, directly aligned with your specific needs. This is deliberate quality control. Stop endlessly searching documents. Here's your smarter, instant answer assistant. A clean interface isn't just about looks, it is about trust. Displaying the full conversation history gives your user immediate context, making each AI-generated answer feel grounded and reliable. This transforms a simple query box into a productive workspace where every previous question and answer builds confidence in the tool. Static upload buttons are a trap. A real interface demands more. It should actively invite contribution. Don't just provide a passive field, design it to pull documents in, turning a solitary query tool into a collaborative knowledge hub that grows with every file. That's how you shift from a simple chatbot to an indispensable team asset. But a text bubble appearing all at once. That's a ghost of last generation's tech. Real-time streaming makes the thought process visible. It builds trust as you watch each idea form, not just receive a final answer. This transforms waiting into engagement, letting you follow the logic live and intervene while the thinking is still happening. Now, we construct the control room. The sidebar isn't just a menu, it is your oversight panel. From here, you manage the core settings and, crucially, witness the AI's reasoning by viewing the exact source documents it retrieves. This transparency turns the black box into a clear window, putting verification and command at your fingertips. Think of each conversation as a unique investigation file. You need to close the case, but also preserve the evidence. That's why we add an export button. It captures the entire dialogue and the AI's cited sources, creating a permanent, verifiable record of the logic trail for any future audit or review. Stop manually searching. This reveals the major flaw everyone overlooks. Now, systematically interrogate your creation. Ask precise questions, then vague ones. Demand clarification. Each answer exposes a weakness, a gap in your data, or a flaw in your logic. This brutal questioning isn't just testing, it is your blueprint for the next critical upgrade. The system's limits are the exact map you need to build something truly exceptional. This might sound backward, but do not just judge the answer, interrogate the evidence behind it. See exactly which pieces of your documents the system is grabbing. That retrieval list. That's your truth. It shows what knowledge your chatbot actually possesses in that moment, revealing whether it is pulling from solid ground or constructing answers from fragments. Think of your documents as a mosaic. Right now, it might be grabbing pieces that are too small or too separated. The key insight is adjusting these dimensions directly determines if your chatbot sees the full picture or just a jumble of tiles. Precision here builds coherence and stops it from missing the crucial connections in your text. To build trust in your answers, you must show your work. Every response should cite its specific source documents. This transparency transforms your chatbot from a black box into a credible assistant. Users can verify the information, which immediately raises their confidence and the system's practical value. Do not just deploy and forget. This is where your chatbot truly learns. By tracking frequent, unanswered questions, you identify critical gaps in your knowledge base. This creates a direct feedback loop, telling you exactly which documents to add or refine, transforming a static tool into a continuously improving expert. You now have a functional knowledge-based chatbot that can answer questions from your documents. The RAG architecture ensures your chatbot's knowledge stays current as your documents update. You can easily expand this system with more documents or connect it to other data sources. Try asking your chatbot questions you normally search for in your documents and see how it performs.